Hello everyone, welcome back to Zero Tolerance TV. I'm your host ET, and this is a game from something called the Duelist Championship, I think is what it was. It's an OSL from 2007. They had a lot of tournaments. But I picked this game not because I'm going to be casting series that it's involved in or anything like that. I just saw Bisu, and I thought, you know what? I like Bisu. I'm a Protoss. You can hate me for it if you want. I don't care. And Bisu's my favorite player. You can hate me for it if you want. I don't care. So it's an easy rule. You're probably going to see quite a bit of Bisu. Probably more Bisu than anyone else on this channel. At least for these sort of classic games. I know he's not quite as active now, but actually had a pretty decent ASL run last season. So is he back? Anyway, his opponent is a Terran Midas. I don't really know anything about Midas. I know that King Midas is the guy who found a pool that would turn anything into gold. So maybe, I don't know, maybe see if he can get some gold somehow. See, of course, Bisu fangirls are out here. There it is. Look at that. Look at that gateway. Alright, so PvT on, oh, what's this map? It's a weird name. Longinen? It's a weird name. I don't know anything about it. I know that it has a sort of grass tile. That's something we know. I also know that Bisu is not going Nexus first. And Midas did not, well, nobody ever CC first. Even today, that's like crazy risky. Kind of tantamount to just a straight cheese. And not going to be a barracks expand either, taking gas, so at least going up to factory first. Unless this Terran is crazy enough to go for bio, I guess? Maybe stim time? I don't know. Bio's just not really a thing. Bio's really good against carriers. If you know your opponent's going carriers and you do like a bio rush, they die like really hard. But if they have Reavers, you can't win the game. That's just kind of how it is. Reavers one-shot Marines and they kill like 4 of them at once. So it's really tough. And they do it from a long distance away too, so it's pretty terrible. He's actually delaying his scout. Both players actually delaying their scout quite a bit, scouting at the same time. Both, I mean, Bisu's like, I think his Cybercore might even be done already before he scouted. And now I'm kind of starting to wonder, is this a... I think this is a 3-player map. But it could be a 2-player map. They both did walk directly to each other's base. Bisu really not getting much of a scout off, and this is why I'm a little surprised at the timing. Although, you know, he looks like this is 2-gate Goon, so the delayed scout, not a big deal. This is a really safe build. This is, I mean, today this is the build that I use on ladder, because it's super safe and standard, and it'll just get you to the mid game, and really, for the level I'm at, that's all that matters. Actually playing the game and practicing is the most important thing. Early advantages really don't matter for me. So, I go 2-gate Goon. Now you know if you ever play ZT on ladder, which is unlikely. So Midas here does get a pretty good scout off. Sees, yeah, you're doing like the standard thing. Sure, you're taking a safe expansion and decides, I'll do the same. Starts his command center at location. A little bit before Bisu, who is not actually started it quite yet. I guess he wanted to wait until he killed that SCV, maybe? I think 2 Goons out now. And yeah, the probe is running out on the natural, so he's going to be able to take that base. At a fine timing. Slightly faster for Midas, but really not a big deal. I think Bisu's probably more worried about just getting to the mid game. Oh yeah, there is a bunker. Okay, I was gonna say there's really should be a bunker. You definitely want one of those against Protoss. First tank is out. 3 Goons do not quite 2 volley a tank yet, so pretty safe to use this for micro, but Bisu's on top of it. Every time Midas tries to pull his tank forward, Bisu does pull his goons back, and that probe was brave. Bisu, okay, he's actually diving on the tank right now. 2 volleys, 3 volleys. He does end up taking it out. That's huge, and doesn't even lose his goon. Huge for Bisu. That is definitely very nice for Protoss. And actually, Midas needs to pull a couple more SCVs to repair this bunker. Siege is now done, though, so that should push this back and actually splatters that first goon that did take a bunch of damage while killing the tank. So Midas does get the kill back, but definitely better for Bisu. Tanks are more integral to Terran's plan. You know, getting that sort of threshold for tanks where they're actually really good is very important. And obviously they're more expensive too. More gas and more minerals. So nice little advantage for Bisu there. Brings him back a little bit from that later expansion. But like I said, this game is pretty even still. The quicker command center is like nice for Midas, but certainly nothing game breaking. Nice little wall here. Midas, I'm sure, feels very safe behind it. With, I think, 3 tanks now? No, 2 tanks. I think that's the same one. Looks like he's going to start making factories as Bisu goes into Templar attack. Difficult to say when his speed or zealot legs. Goodness, I just called them charge and then speed. Difficult to say when those will start. Obviously, he doesn't have any zealots yet, so there's not much of a point in getting legs when you don't have zealots. But there will be a point where Bisu starts pumping a lot of zealots out of those gateways. So we'll just have to see. Looks like he might make a DT. He might not. But this is, I think, for Storm more than anything. We don't see a Stargate anywhere, so not really looking for Arbiters. It looks like Bisu wants to take his 3rd now. I don't know, that can't be one of the other mains. Unless there's like 6 mains on this map, which I guess could be the case, but no, they both sent their workers. Oh wow, okay, this is this is more than 1 DT. This is a triple DT drop. So Bisu's looking to get some damage done. He says, you're a little ahead in economy, and I don't like that, so I'm going to drop some DTs in your base. And honestly, I didn't see any turrets, so Midas might take a lot of damage to this. He's now starting his scanners, but he's only going to have 2 for 3 DTs. And I didn't see any turrets. I want another look in the main, but we'll see. Actually, you know, the DTs are here. They're going to start killing these tanks right away. And I love that he's just going for the tank. It's so important for Terran to have these tanks. Building them up is such a big deal, so killing them is probably better than killing SCVs. Another DT is dropped here in the natural. Scan goes down, and it is taken out. I think the one in the main is... No, it's still going. I thought it must be dead by now, but here he is. He's got 3 kills, so that's 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs now, plus the tank. And the 3rd DT is dropped in the natural. It's going to go after SCVs too, and Bisu has definitely caught up in that economic disadvantage. He is, I think, quite ahead in this game now. It looks like actually another tank might go down as well. That's a huge drop. Definitely a big lead for Bisu now. And he's even busting the bunker at the front. I don't know about this, Bisu. This is a little too much, I think. Perhaps just a distraction more than anything. This DT in the main has 8 kills now. 7 of those are SCVs. Bisu's finished his 3rd and is taking a 4th as well. Man, Bisu's in a great spot. Opponent on 2 base, still just trying to deal with these DTs in his main. After it's got 10 kills. Could have had more. Finally, the turret next to the CC is done, but Bisu, the clever man he is, pulls his DT away, and oh, look at this. Nice little depot for me to hit. Probably going to end up taking that out. I don't know if there's another scan ready quite yet. They spawn with the 50 energy, and that's all of it, so they need to get all 50 back. And, yeah, it did not finish in time. DT ends up taking out that depot, so really a lot of value from that drop. Quite a few SCV kills, plus the depot, plus I think 2 tanks? 1 or 2 tanks. Very strong drop. Seems like this base might get scouted by these vultures at some point. Definitely like to see them dropping some mines out here. I don't see too many on the map yet. Okay, the single goon defense from Bisu. Classic. This is a pretty big army from Midas. It looks like he's probably just going to do a big push. He's thinking he's a little behind on the econ, and he's gonna try to just kill Bisu. DTs are great in this sort of position, just sending them one at a time to slit on this army, and if you can get the tanks to splash some of their allies, that's just gravy. That first DT taken out, doesn't look like it killed anything. Bisu kiting back these vultures. There's so many vultures here. I think 4 or 5 tanks. Bisu's really just trying to slow this down right now. He's got Storm probably done. That would be my guess. Oh, wow, that looked like a big tank shot, killing 4 of those goons. Okay, and Midas is at the 4th now. Bisu might want to evacuate this. Let's see what's in this dropship. I'm expecting Zealots and Templar. And yeah, there are Zealot bombs for these tanks. He immediately gets onto them. And they are AoEing themselves down a little bit, but mostly just free damage from the Zealots hitting the tanks so far. Clear up, I think, 2 of those tanks? And speed is done for these Zealots, so they can just drop, they can run in or get dropped out. Decent Zealot bombs here on the Marines, and a mine pull as well. And yeah, here we go, more Zealots being dropped on the tanks themselves as Dragoons run up to fight as well. Midas being on 2 base here, Bisu really just needs to hold this, and then he'll be set for this game. Love to see a DT or 2, but they are quite expensive, so can't really blame him. That was a rather hopeful cannon, and it looks like Bisu is just going to abandon this base. Honestly, I think that's almost why he took it, was just to fight over it and delay Midas for a long time here. Ah, no, that's not true. He wanted this base. Who am I kidding? Quick shot of our players there as Midas is going to take this out, but looks like some more Zealot bombs on these vultures. Could be a mine pull even. Could be really good mine pull with how many mines there are around here. A lot of potential. That Zealot does get taken out too quickly to Dragon Mine. And the Nexus goes down. Even turrets going up here as well. Oh, Bisu. A scout. You know, actually, we saw this recently in ASL, the most recent season. Scouts were getting mixed in to deal with pushes just like this one, so maybe it's not BM. Arbiter Tribunal is done now, so I guess that's actually what his plan was here. DTs into Arbiters. Oh, that's just so rude. The Scout is going to kill this SCV and delay the command center? That's just wrong. You're not allowed to do this. Can't build Scouts. Air units that shoot down from Protoss? What? No. You gotta get carriers for that. BC running in here with his Zealots, trying to get us around on the Vultures. Some okay Mind Drags, but really just some Zealots dying to tank fire. But we do see an engagement now with the Goons. They're starting to take a lot of tank damage. Not really what you want as a Protoss player. Definitely want to pull back once there's no Zealots left to tank. Did manage to sneak a DT up though, so perhaps that got something done. I couldn't quite see. Quick shot at Bisu's main. He's got quite a few tanks and Goliath out here to push the scout away. Definitely not the fight for a scout. Goliaths are obviously S+ in the Goliath tier list, so they shoot both up and down, and they do it pretty well. Dragoons, I mean, if Goliaths are S+, Dragoons are S. I mean, they shoot up and down and do it well. I mean, really, you can't do much better than a Dragoon. Some Zealot bombs, looks like, yeah, that's what those were. And some more Zealots here leading in. Again, just trading Zealots for Vultures is more or less what's going on here. Although, good amount of Goons did get splattered there by the tanks. Bisu probably wants to take somewhat better engagements. He has been sort of bleeding Zealots for Vultures and then letting a few Goons die, which is not usually good for him. I like this move, though. A nice Dragoon counterattack. Might even be able to take out this command center if they focus on it. It looks like they will. See if they get it. Yeah, that is going down. Sorry, there is no way to repair that. 3 Goons go down for it, but that's definitely worth it. Putting Midas back down to 2 bases. SCVs or not, that saturation is just going to be awful. Some probes, probes transferring to the 4th. Bisu even has, I'm thinking, probably a probe up there in the top left, looking at taking a fifth of his own. Zealot's running in with the cloak, so I think Midas had to scan there to see that. And his tanks are kind of out of position, not really able to protect this third base of his. I think that was canceled. I hope for his sake it was. Tanks right now are shelling the fourth. I love the player shots. There was the best. And some pretty solid Mind Drags. Able to kill off these tanks before the Nexus is in any real danger. Looks like Midas has pulled his army back towards the fourth. And Bisu's goons are coming back. Actually, no, they're not. He's going to go for a counterattack again. Kind of love to see him like recall Zealots onto these tanks or something. Favorite move of mine. My, like E-rank Protoss play. Alright, so Midas is pressuring that fourth again. Trying to take that thing out for the second time. A bit of revenge for losing his base. Bisu walking into these mines. You want to watch out for that. Hasn't lost any Dragoons yet, and now the Observer has caught up, so he's able to kill those before they attack his Dragoons. Bisu actually decides against it. I'm wondering why Bisu is taking the base that's in Terran's push? Seems like, yeah, and he does go ahead and make his new fourth and the north side of the map. Usually Protoss is expanding away from Terran. I need a drink. Oh, man, I'm almost out. I gotta watch out. So that is... Oh my... That's Midas' third, actually. Yeah, he hasn't actually been able to reestablish his third yet. I wonder if his main is almost mined out. Seems like his main and natural are going to mine up pretty soon. A little bit of a first-person cam for Bisu. And here he goes. He's getting onto these tanks. And there are no vultures in front of the tanks, so a pretty good engagement for Bisu. Yeah, looks like he's going to clear up everything, and at that point, it's going to be pretty tough for Midas, losing all these tanks and only being on 2 base for this long. Does still have some tanks, at least. 6 here defending, but there is a lot of Bisu stuff. There are a lot of mines, though. You never know what mines will do. And Bisu's transferring probes up to his new fourth. Might even take that fifth soon. And here we go. Here's the double recall. This army is going to be inside Midas' base. And this is going to be really good. Not much here to deal with it. Midas really didn't have a ton of mines. He's losing depots. He's probably going to lose this command center if Bisu wants to kill it, which would be a pretty strong move. Looks like the armory is being attacked. Just a bunch of stuff. Looks like it's going to go down the scout. Still alive. Still doing its thing. Still taking up 3 supply. Almost like these arbiters just fly out, but honestly, Bisu's kind of just taking over Midas' base. And yeah, Midas ends up throwing up the GG. So, pretty nice game from Bisu. Very proactive on the map. And had some kind of questionable engages, but at the end of the day, really just able to attrition his opponent out after killing so many command centers and just delaying that third so much. But I want to thank you for watching this. Please stay tuned for more Bisu and more Broodmore in general. I'll try to not go too hard, but well, you know, we all have our we all have our favorites, so you're gonna see a lot of these. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you come back for the next one.